The skin is a vital organ with a protective function, but it may also act as a reservoir for infection, posing a potential danger to staff and patients. Understanding how the skin works is vital to good hygiene. Do you have good skin sense?
The skin is the largest organ in the body and forms a protective barrier against pathogens. It acts as the body's first line of defense against bacteria and viruses. It also helps regulate body temperature and excretes waste products through sweat. The skin is composed of 3 layers: the epidermis, the dermis, and the subcutaneous tissue. The epidermis is the outermost layer of skin, which provides a waterproof barrier. The dermis lies beneath and contains tough connective tissue, hair follicles, and sweat glands. The deeper subcutaneous tissue, also known as the hypodermis, is composed of fat and connective tissue. The thickness of the epidermis and the dermis is between 2 to 4 millimeters, depending on the part of the body the skin is covering. Acid mantle hydrolipid film of the skin. The epidermis is covered by a mixture of water and lipids. This creates a film on the skin surface, known as the hydrolipid film or acid mantle. This protective film is maintained by lactic acid, fatty acids, and amino acids secreted from sweat and sebaceous glands. It acts as a barrier to bacteria, viruses, fungi, and other contaminants. The acid mantle also helps to prevent excess evaporation of water from the skin. The hydrolipid film gives healthy skin its slightly acidic pH. This provides the ideal environment for skin-friendly microorganisms, known as resident skin flora, to thrive. Maintaining the pH of the skin is essential to avoid the growth of pathogens. The acid mantle can be disrupted by washing or changing the pH of the skin. If the acid mantle is disrupted or loses its acidity, the skin becomes more prone to damage and infection. Microorganisms on the skin. Microorganisms are found on both the outer surface and in the deeper skin layers. There are 2 types, the resident flora and the transient flora. The deeper layers contain the resident or commensal flora. They are found on healthy skin and are not easy to remove. Commensal flora are not usually associated with disease transmission, but may cause infections if they enter the body through damage to the skin. The transient non-commensal flora consists of microorganisms on the surface of the skin associated with healthcare-acquired infections. These transient bacteria may be acquired by touching contaminated body fluids like blood or contaminated surfaces and instruments. Transient flora are more easily removed or inactivated by hand hygiene than resident flora. The aim of hand hygiene is to reduce resident flora and remove transient flora from the hands of healthcare staff.